There are troubles all over the world, but there are big problems here at home. So I'm going to park my usual observance of the day's news and get straight to the situation happening in southeast Queensland that's going to get worse in northern New South Wales in the next 24 hours. In the next hour, high tide will hit again around the Bremer River. That will continue to cause the troubles that we've been talking about for the past couple of days. As you can see, the rain that has been falling in just the past 24 hours essentially goes from Gympie in Queensland to Grafton in New South Wales. Disaster areas have been declared for Gympie and for Brisbane. The redder it gets, the heavier the rain has been, and that is the rain that is falling right now. I can show you some of the images that we've got of the past couple of days via the Courier Mail about particularly what's been happening in Brisbane. Their focus has been in some of the images here around Milton in Brisbane, where, as you can see, members of the emergency services have been plucking people out of their homes. The best part of 15,000 homes are apparently going to be affected by, or if not have been affected by, the rain and floods that take place right now. Now, of course, it is not even 10 years since the major floods moved through that area before, and many of the pieces of infrastructure that you're seeing that are underwater now, well, they all got repaired after the last major flood that happened in that part of Queensland. Now, there is a very fair question to ask about just how little warning people got, but I'll save that for tomorrow night. Tonight is when people are in trouble. Let's focus on the people that are in trouble right now. Now, there are flood warnings for a whole collection of rivers. Again, high tide happens in the next hour. So if you're anywhere near these particular rivers, please take note. Most important thing, don't go near this stuff. Don't take photos of it. Stay away from it. You're not helping if you go anywhere near the Brisbane, Logan, Albert or Nerang rivers. In Coomera, Dawson, as well as the Condamine rivers. Also there, we can see the Mary, Noosa, Burrum rivers as well. Those are the ones that are in trouble right now. To give you an idea of just how intense things have been in the southeast of Queensland, again, this has been the rain in the past 24 hours. The redder the dots are, well, the heavier the falls. In fact, more than 100 mils in those particular areas. If we can bring that up on the screen, guys, that's the overall at the moment. But if we can go to that wider statewide image, where, as you can see lots of little dots on that map there, that represents where the rain has been, but you can see the particular focus in the southeast Queensland area right now. Now, the Bureau of Meteorology, well, they gave us some of the numbers at a briefing in the past couple of hours. This is a lot of rain, and this is the rain of just today.
So we've seen 135 millimetres within 90 minutes fall at Kippa-Ring, and we've also seen 52 millimetres within half an hour at Marumba Downs. So just noting the intensity of that rainfall is incredibly quick, it's incredibly fast, and the Bureau has been issuing severe thunderstorm warnings with the standard emergency warning signal. That's the highest level of warning that we have for these storms.
Now, this is described in the trade as a rain bomb, which is equivalent to almost, a river's worth of rain being dropped at once and a year's worth of rain falling in just the past couple of days, particularly around that southeast Queensland area. Now, of course, as you know, with floods, it isn't just the rain, but it is the couple of days after. Once the rain stops, it all has to go somewhere. It makes its way from the roads and the streets to the rivers, obviously the dams, and then it makes its way eventually out to sea. But there's a lot of damage between now and then. As we know, the flood army of 10 years ago will be back again, and the Prime Minister said today that preparations are already underway for how the clean-up measure will be taking place, but we know that the numbers, even tonight, are staggering. Almost 1,000 people have been evacuated from their homes and are currently in evacuation centres. Specific number, 947 is how many we have tonight. There is no power to 31,000 different places in southeast Queensland alone. I don't have any numbers right now for northern New South Wales. 986 schools will be closed tomorrow. Check your local Facebook page if you think your kids might be affected, or just assume that school is not on tomorrow in the southeast of Queensland. I don't believe there is any at-home learning plan, so think of it as an extended long weekend, but one nobody wants to have. According to the SES, 7,000 people have made calls for jobs to be attended to in southeast Queensland. On top of that, fire and rescue, 6,500 calls. The message from police, yet again, don't go near this stuff.
This morning I spoke about the fact that we'd have 6,000 jobs in the previous 2 days related to water-related issues. Imminent threat, people playing in water, people crossing in water, community assistance, and the list goes on. In addition to that, there has been another 1,000 calls in the last several hours. I want people to speak to their friends, parents to speak to their children about this behaviour, please. There are people on surfboards, people swimming, people trying to cross on waterways, and the list goes on. The issue here is you are not just putting your own life at risk and other members of the public, because even the members of the public are actually going out to conduct rescues, but you're also risking emergency services.